Hey, happy Friday to you. Made it through another week. I hope your week's been great. Now, mine's been a little different because past 2 or 3 weeks prior to this week, I've been on doing something on the motorcycle, running errands, doing different things. And I think I was on the motorcycle once this week because I didn't really have to go anywhere. Makes it a little different, especially when I'm definitely having some fun on it. And no riding this weekend. I would be going, there would be a little ride or get together tomorrow, but I got something to do on Sunday, so I'm not going to get a chance to do it. But oh well, I'll get a chance to ride the bike later on. Anyways, hey, we're talking something a little different today. We want to talk about, make sure I got the title right, eating healthy without dieting. A lot of times for many people, when they think about eating healthy, their mind automatically goes to diets. And this in turn, they think that diet means restrictions. I can't eat these foods. I got to eat the same bland stuff all the time. I get to miss out my favorite foods. Now, actually, sometimes that is the case because diets usually work, but most people don't work the diets. And the reason for that is most of the time they are too restrictive for a lot of people to do. So instead, let's change this thing up. Let's kind of give you something else to think about. How about just eating healthy? And you're going to say, what does that mean? Well, let's start with the simple stuff. Cut out the processed food. Well, maybe not the simple stuff, but what's the best bang for your buck? Cut out the processed foods. There you go. Eat healthy foods. That'd be the best thing for you. If you can do just that, your nutrition would be much healthier. You'd probably lose weight and you have more energy, and a lot of some of the issues you got going on with your body would kind of start to disappear because of all the chemicals and different stuff that are in the foods that might not don't do very good for you. Plus, those foods are really engineered, and I am using the word engineered to make sure you eat more of it. There's a lot of work that goes into it, how they the taste, the touch, the touch, the texture, the flavor, the aroma, all the stuff goes in there. So you actually go through and want more of the food, and it's more crap food. It's interesting. Zevia, Zevia. It's basically it's more of a healthy soft drink that uses stevia as the sweetener, and all the flavors, whether it's cola, black cherry, root beer, all the stuff is clear. You pour it in a glass, you wouldn't know if you had all 10. If you had 10 flavors in clear glasses, you wouldn't know what flavors what because they're all clear. They don't put the food coloring in. A lot of things do. Just an example there. But usually with going through, if you want to do healthy eating, so it's cutting out the crap stuff. You want to watch your alcohol intake. I said watch your alcohol. I didn't say eliminate, but watch your alcohol intake. Cut out a lot of the sugary sweet treats. And with that, there are ways to make those that are healthier options. When I've been on the 11-day jumpstart, I got a whole list of recipes for desserts. I only made one of them so far, but it was cookies. They were good. I liked them. Even with some chips. Right now, there's a brand of chips that they said with this 11-day jumpstart, we're mostly doing paleo, which is eating whole foods. A couple things to watch out for in regards to the paleo, and this is also with people in genders. You got to be careful with paleo. It's also a way of going through. It's an elimination diet, which means you're getting things out of your system, and then after a while, you can slowly add them in to see how you react. Because every time you eat food, and after you might notice a day or so later, or even that same day, you might be a little bloated, you might be gassy. Sometimes your joints might not feel too good, and part of that might be the food. It's the way your body is reacting to that particular type of food. So for some people, it might be gluten. So you got to cut out the breads and stuff. That they take that away, and they actually do pretty good. For some people, it has to do with dairy. Sometimes it has to do with some other foods. But when you eliminate those out, and you realize, oh, if it's been out of your system, like for me, I've just at the 11-day jumpstart. I'm not doing it at the moment, and I've noticed my shoulder. This is the one I've had injured, has been aching up a little bit. So it's like, okay, maybe what's been going on for me is during the 11-day jumpstart when I did it, because I like to experiment. I want to figure out what's working for me, because I'm a little different than most of you probably doing this. I'm pretty fit. I'm pretty healthy. I'm pretty lean. I'm very muscular. So but it's going to affect me differently than other people. But I said, okay, let me just switch how this feels. And right now I notice my shoulder is definitely being a little achy. So it's like, okay, maybe it's an 11-day jumpstart. One of the things is getting rid of inflammation. Maybe the inflammation is coming back into my shoulder because I start eating other some foods again. It's like, okay, maybe I need to go back and start cutting this down. And that's what I want to do. I want to find out how it worked for me. But overall, eating healthy get more fruits and vegetables. Look at your protein, and when you eat your protein and your vegetables and leave carbohydrates for last. And between carbos, preferably complex carbohydrates, which means which is interesting, you got say a russet potato and a sweet potato. Take the sweet potato. Works better for you. So less breads, less carbohydrates, and more protein and vegetables. And fruits, get your fruits in there. But also be careful because there's a lot of sugar in the fruits, even though you do, but trade-off is you get those vitamins and minerals in there. So, but overall, eating healthy really isn't complicated unless you choose to make it. There's going to be stuff, again, not to do. One of the big ones, processed foods. Start getting rid of the processed foods, eat more whole foods. Cut out the sweet treats all the time. Watch, or at least greatly limit your sweet treats. If you want something, again, there's healthier options you can do. So cooking. Processed foods, be careful with the alcohol consumption. Watch the breads. And for some people, again, it might be trial because the elimination diet. What works for you, you may have some issues with gluten. You may have issues with milk that you don't know about because you had some issues, bloating, gassy, brain fog. It's like, I felt like this all the time. I don't know any different. It may be the foods. Now, there are times for diets, but most of the time, for most people watching this, it's just make healthy food choices. Start small. And we talk about baby steps. Start drinking some water or get some Zevia. And then go from there. Get rid of the soft drinks, the regular soft drinks. Limit the alcohol consumption. Drink more water than you do anything else. Eat the whole fruits and vegetables. Watch your portion sizes. Read the labels, because sometimes with the labels on the foods, and we're going back to processed foods times, but if you read the labels, you're going to be surprised at sometimes what a serving size is and what you're consuming. Big difference. But overall, you don't have to diet to eat healthy and be nutritious and start to lose weight, start to lose inches. It's just being a little smarter about your food, and it doesn't take much. Just start small and go from there. All right. Have yourself a great weekend. I will catch you on Monday, so take care and balancing to you. Bye-bye. Wrong spot. There we go.